Hello, everyone. So I'm going to talk about the elbow today. So the movements of the elbow is this way, pronation, okay? Looking at Stan's hand here, right? And then supination. And then this is extension, when the elbow is fully extended like that, and flexion. Okay, so if you have any injuries causing any limitations of motion in the elbow, let's see what you can do to stretch it if you have any range of motion that's limited. So, for example, if you are limited in flexion or bending the elbow, that would limit you from feeding yourself if you're left handed or right handed. And so you would really need this motion, okay? So to stretch it, you would need to, on yourself, force it. You have to really forcibly bend your elbow. And if there's somebody in the house who could help you, they could stabilize your humerus, your upper arm, and then gently stretch. Okay, that is if the doctor has not prevented you or restricted you from doing this movement. Okay, so um, you have to make sure that your bones have fully healed. If there's any fractures, you broke your bones, you broke your joint, um, any dislocation, make sure that the doctor is allowing you to bend your elbow without any restrictions, and you just have to do it gently and then increase force, okay, as much as you can possibly tolerate, okay. And then extension is just extending your elbow, okay. If someone can do that for you, that would be great. Or if you could rest your arm on the table, and that person helping you would just extend your elbow as much as possible. And if you want to do it by yourself, you don't want anyone to torture you, then you could just support your hand on the table, okay? And what you do is you do that, and then you just press your elbow from the back, okay? And just put some weight on it, bear some weight on it, okay? And that is for extending the elbow. And how about pronation? So this one, of course, is with the elbow bent at 90 degrees or whatever is comfortable. You're just forcibly bending in this direction, or pronating. That is called pronation. Okay. And if you're doing it on yourself, then you do it like this. Okay. Pronation is when your palm is facing down to the floor. And the opposite of that is supination. Okay. And if you watch my previous videos, you would know that 30 seconds is really the best hold times for stretching. And you don't have to do so many. Okay. You just do 3 or 5 repetitions, but you do hold it. And then you are going to push as far as you can comfortably tolerate. Okay. And of course, if it's somebody doing it on you at home, or even if you're going to a clinic, you need to also cue the therapist or whoever is helping you at home if it's too much pain. You don't want too much pain, okay? And so that is, those are the 4 movements of the elbow per se. So you have flexion, okay, bending, extension, straightening, and then this is pronation with the hand or the palm facing down the floor, and supination with your palm facing up to the ceiling. Okay. And how about strengthening? Okay. So strengthening the elbow is just like doing a bicep curl. Okay. So you can um, hold on to the end of your band. Okay. And then with your other hand, the unaffected hand, you're holding it down. Okay. Let me back up here. And you're bending it. Okay. And if you don't want to hold it down, you can also step on the other end of the band that way. So this hand is free. All right. So that is flexion of the elbow. So bicep curls. Okay. And then you also have two other muscles that you can strengthen. And the other one is brachioradialis. Okay, so that's just basically when you turn your hand so that the thumb is pointing up, then you are strengthening the brachioradialis. And then when you turn your palm down, then you are strengthening the brachialis muscles. Okay, so those are the three main muscles that you need to strengthen in order to achieve a stronger elbow flexion motion. Okay. Okay, so how about extension? How do you strengthen the extensors of the elbow? Okay, so what you can do, okay, is you can step. If you're strengthening the left elbow extensor, you're gonna step on it from behind, step on it with your heel, step on your band, and so you can start like this, and you end up with this movement. Okay, and that is elbow extension. Well, what about if you have problems with the shoulder and you can't possibly raise your arm in that direction? So you could modify it, and let me just lean on, stand here. So what you can do is lean, and what you can do is do it like this. Okay. And the other way is to use free weights. So if you don't feel like you're really getting enough resistance when you're bending over using the band, so then you can, okay, just use your free weight. Okay. So you need to bend over enough to really go against gravity. Okay. So you can do it like that. And if you're not bending over enough, it's better to just lie face down, and you position yourself on the edge of the bed so that you're lying face down and you are lifting the weight. Okay. So you can do it like that. And that is for elbow extension. How about pronation? So pronation, you have to kind of hold the band. Okay, so you kind of hold the band this way or tie it to something else. Okay, that way you are resisting this movement. Okay, so Okay, so you hold this and you go like this. And supination is this way. Okay, that is supination. Okay, let me repeat pronation again because I think I may be not positioning the band properly for you guys to see it. Okay, so you're going this way, okay, and doing that. Right? Or you could tie it to something, okay? That way you can bend this way. And the other way is supination. All right, so that is it for tonight, folks. That's the elbow strengthening and stretching. And for our next lesson, it's going to be for the wrist and the hand. Okay, thank you for watching and post any questions if you have any, and see you on my next video.